Hello, very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlights. Today Thursday, 2nd of March 2017. This is Edward with the highlights of today's English newspapers. As usual, we have three leading daily newspapers for the highlights: Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. The main headline says, Mount Lavinia courts temporarily shut down. Police find loaded pistol and revolver on premises. Might have been for an attack. The police yesterday temporarily shut down the Mount Lavinia Courts complex after a loaded pistol and a revolver were found inside the court premises. The weapons were found during a special search operation which was carried out in the aftermath of the shooting of the inmates being transported from the Kalutura prison. Jaffna public servants say armed gangs threatening them. Immediate action should be taken to arrest the perpetrators of this crime. Some public servants in Jaffna staged a demonstration opposite the Jaffna District Secretariat, alleging that the presence of armed gangs is creating a fear psychosis, making it difficult to carry out their duties. Central Bank bond issue probe. MR's blunder led to Gazette notice mix-up, says Rajitha. Till 2012, the then finance ministers signed the Gazette notices, but this practice was changed from 2013. It was a blunder by former President and then Finance Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa that led to the ongoing controversy in connection with the date and the Gazette notice on the sale of central bank bonds, Cabinet spokesman and Minister Rajitha Senaratne said yesterday. President will boycott super prison opening. President Maithripala Sirisena said that he would not participate in the opening of the newly built prison facility known as Super Prison in Hambantota, scheduled to open on March 16. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. The main headline says, OMP sans any interference. Amendments introduced to the Act. The government will set up the Office of the Missing Persons without any international interference, Co-Cabinet spokesman Minister Rajitha Senaratne said yesterday. As Cabinet approved amendments to the OMP Act to delete paragraph A of Section 11 of the Act, the Minister was addressing the weekly Cabinet briefing at the Department of Government Information. Earlier this month, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe sought Cabinet approval to have the legal draftsman and Attorney General have a look at preparing amendments which would do away with the troublesome section. STF protection for vulnerable prisoners mooted. Discussions are underway to deploy police special task force to provide security to prison buses when transporting vulnerable prisoners, police spokesman DIG Priyanda Jayakodi told the Daily News yesterday. UNHRC sessions. US takes note of Sri Lanka. When it comes to human rights, no country should be free from scrutiny, but neither should any democratic country be subjected to unfair, unbalanced and unfounded bias. US Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Erin Barclay told the UNHRC sessions yesterday. Speaking on behalf of the Trump administration, she also took note of the UNHRC action on Sri Lanka, stating that action by the Council catalyzed progress for reforms and provided technical assistance to improve accountability for past violations in Sri Lanka. 10.1 million rupees compensation for Velikada victims. Cabinet this week allocated 10.1 million rupees to compensate 16 out of the 27 deceased prisoners and 20 injured prison officials in the shooting which took place within Velikada prison in 2012. Saitam will not be closed down. Co-Cabinet spokesman and Minister of Health and Indigenous Medicine Rajitha Senaratne yesterday said the government would not close down the South Asian Institute of Technology and Medicine as none have called for it. Finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. Cop killer Ratmalana Roha the target. Guns, ammo found at Mount Lavinia Court. Mount Lavinia police yesterday discovered 2 revolvers and 10 bullets in the course of an extensive search of the Mount Lavinia Magistrates Courthouse and premises yesterday. Underworld gangster Del Bala dies in Chennai. The body of the notorious underworld leader Karupaya Veppu Balan was brought to Sri Lanka Tuesday night following his death in India. Delbala was a prominent drug dealer and gang leader around the Blumendal garbage dump in Sri Lanka during the late 1990s and early 2000s. Give Sri Lanka more time. The United Kingdom has urged the United Nations Human Rights Council to give Sri Lanka more time to fully implement the resolution adopted at the Council in 2015 and take other post-conflict measures. I welcome the Sri Lankan Foreign Minister's constructive engagement here, Minister for Asia and the Pacific at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, Alok Sharma said. Government targets 7 billion rupees rice buffer stock. The corporation wholesale establishment will import 20,000 metric tons of raw and nard rice per month at a cost of 1.4 billion rupees in a bid to reduce the price of rice in the market, Cabinet spokesman Minister Rajitha Senaratne said yesterday. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan Newspaper Highlights.